The silence surrounding her absence from the Team USA camp has become louder than any statement she could have made. The world once saw her as a centerpiece of American dominance, but now she watches from a distance as younger players step into the roles she used to command. The influencers, the analysts, the former legends who once called her the future have now turned their attention almost entirely to Clark. Not because Wilson suddenly forgot how to play the game, but because Clark has become something the sport hasn't seen in decades. A cultural force capable of shifting the entire landscape by simply showing up. And as the invitations were delivered and the rosters formed, that shift became painfully clear to anyone who looked closely enough. Wilson's supporters insisted she deserved better, but even they could not deny the new direction unfolding in front of them. Team USA did not build this camp around nostalgia. They built it around growth, visibility, and longevity. The new 8-year plan has already begun, and the players who fit into that blueprint are the ones who will carry the brand into the next chapter. Clark's rise has been meteoric, unstoppable, and culturally undeniable. Her presence alone brings more viewers than some networks realize. She commands attention across generations not because of controversy or theatrics, but because of the universal appeal she carries everywhere she goes. In an era where sports organizations must think globally, she is the perfect investment, and Team USA knows it. For Wilson, the emotional sting did not come from the exclusion alone, but from what the exclusion represented. It represented a shift in power, a rewriting of hierarchy, a passing of the torch she never imagined would happen so soon. She spent years defining dominance in the WNBA, stacking awards and championships, believing that her path to being the face of women's basketball was secure. But the sport changed faster than anyone expected, and with Clark's arrival, the gravitational pull of the entire league transformed overnight. Suddenly, influence mattered more than tenure. Market reach mattered more than resumes. And the new generation brought an energy the old guard simply could not match. For the first time in her career, Wilson was not the one setting the tone. She was reacting to it. As Clark prepares for the elite training sessions at Duke, she understands the weight of the moment. She knows that every possession, every drill, every interaction with the coaching staff will shape her reputation beyond the WNBA. The global stage is different. The speed is different. The scrutiny is sharper, the expectations far higher. But her strength has always come from her ability to rise to challenges without losing her composure. When the world expected her to crack during her rookie season, she held steady. When defenders hunted her across the league, she responded with poise. When controversy swirled around her, she kept her focus on the game. Now she enters Team USA not as a wide-eyed newcomer, but as the most influential player in women's basketball. That poise, that presence, that ability to stay grounded even in chaos is exactly what Team USA wants leading the next generation. The camp itself will be intense. 3 days of non-stop evaluation under the eyes of legends who shaped the sport long before Clark arrived. Sue Bird is not someone who hands out praise lightly. She pays attention to decision-making, command, communication, and the intangible qualities that separate stars from icons. Clark will be tested on every level, and that is exactly where she thrives. Those who doubted her ability to lead at the professional level watched her guide the Indiana Fever into playoff contention. Those who questioned her durability saw her return from injuries and setbacks with more fire than before. And those who believed the pressure would overwhelm her watched as she simply treated the noise like wind passing by. The camp at Duke is another opportunity, another platform for her to show that she is ready to become the face of American basketball on the world stage. Meanwhile, the conversation around Wilson grows heavier by the day. It is not that she lacks talent. It is not that she lacks experience. She remains one of the most dominant players in the world. But Team USA's decision revealed something deeper than stats. The program no longer wants to be built around a star who thrives in conflict. The world is watching women's basketball more closely than ever, and the sport's new era is defined by openness, accessibility, and unity. Clark embodies that evolution. Her leadership style meshes seamlessly with rising players like Boston, Brink, and Watkins, who all carry the same narrative of optimism and forward momentum. Together, they represent not only a new roster, but a new identity, one that moves the sport beyond the rivalries and insecurities that haunted its past. What makes this moment even more defining is the timing. The World Cup is 2 years away. The Olympics are 4 years away. The decisions being made now shape the next decade. By inviting Clark and excluding Wilson, Team USA made one of the clearest declarations in recent history. The new era is here, and it belongs to the athletes who elevate the sport beyond the court. Clark, with her global fanbase and historic influence, is the centerpiece of that plan. Wilson, once the safest lock on the roster, now faces the uncomfortable reality that the sport she helped grow has evolved beyond her grasp. Her reaction has not been malicious, but it has been emotional. And that emotion exposed the widening gap between where she sees herself and where the basketball world now sees her. Clark, on the other hand, continues rising without looking down. She knows the expectations are sky high. She knows the critics are waiting. But she also knows that every time she touches the ball, she brings thousands of new fans into the sport. She inspires young athletes. She brings families into arenas. She turns ordinary games into events. Team USA sees that. The world sees that. And whether Wilson accepts it or not, the future is being built around players who carry the sport into homes, screens, and countries that once ignored women's basketball entirely. This December camp will be remembered not just for who was invited, but for who was missing. It marked the moment the torch officially passed, the moment the next generation took control of the narrative. Caitlin Clark stands at the center of it all, ready to lead, ready to elevate, ready to define the next chapter of American basketball. And A'ja Wilson, watching from a distance, now confronts the storm she never expected to face. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Team USA made the right decision? Is the future of women's basketball in the hands of the new generation, or should Wilson still play a major role? And how far do you think Caitlin Clark will go on the global stage? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed this deep dive, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next chapter in this unfolding rivalry.